Hello everyone, this is James here with Watch Collectors Guild, and as promised, I have a long-term review for you of my SKX Sport Style GMT watch, the SSK003 is the model number, and I want to keep this to the point. So it is 2023. Happy New Year, everyone! And hope you get the watches that you want this year, and just hope you get what's important, what you need in your life. Something good. Doesn't have to be a material thing, Just if it's that something that you've really been hoping for, I hope you get it, whatever it is. So let's dive into this review. I've had this watch now, say, around 6 months, and I've been wearing it quite often. It's one of my go-to watches. So I would say, even beyond just that initial honeymoon stage, it's outlasted that, and I find myself picking it up. It's just such a good form factor and really works well with I work in an office, so most of my office attire, just compare with that, and it can go casual with this thing too. So you get that optionality, you get that business casual, or you get that sport aspect to it. And let's see, I would say what it is about this watch, it's definitely styling. So this is my first SKX style watch, and I see what all the hype is about. It really is just kind of that almost perfect design to it, that universal design, but still sporty and sleek looking. The GMT movement of it draws me to it. So this is my first GMT, and it's not a functionality you need, to monitor another time zone. I actually just have it set to GMT time so that, if I ever did want to know what time it is in London, I could quickly look at my watch and see. So kind of in the trading and commodities business, it comes in handy. And yeah, so that's just the really cool part about it. I would say if you're like, oh, I don't need a GMT, but if you're really thinking about it, and you don't mind shelling out an extra $100-$200 to have it, I would say go for it, that you will enjoy it. Now, what else? So this watch, what I really like about it, something that just I didn't know how much I like into having it, is having a watch that has a very unique bracelet that just is kind of made for the watch. I think you really can't beat that. A lot of times now you get watches that have kind of generic bracelets. You see them on most dive watches. This one's is really unique. So it's got that kind of Jubilee design, but it's these links, the way they taper in, and how they're this kind of half cylinder shape to them and thickness that just it's just really attractive, and it feels really good on the wrist. It's got that good fidget factor to it, but it's just kind of this retro yet still kind of modern design, you know, going back to whatever 80s or something. So then what else is awesome about this is the Lume. So I'm so kind of new to these Seiko divers, but man, when I saw this Lume, let's see if I can get a Lume shot. Like, look at that. You can already see the Lume. The light's still on. I'll take you under the desk. Whoa. There she is. That is some amazing Lume. Look at that green. And you can see that second hand, that circle on the second hand. So cool. Yeah, this baby glows. I think I've touched on most things. You know, the dial, I kind of mentioned it before, but just that classic SKX dial is just very attractive and very sporty. It's to me, it's like it holds its own. You know, it's not like a lot of these like homage watches are just, you know, they're all trying to look like major, you know, old Swiss brands. But this one, it holds its own as a Seiko design. The color schemes, I'm glad I went with the blue, and the blue dial with the blue and black bezel. The other choices, orange with dial with black bezel, or all black dial, black bezel. I really am enjoying this blue, you know, kind of Batman scheme. So I don't think you can make a bad choice, though. I think, you know, each of them has its own benefits. If you like the kind of the black, all black theme, that's always like really cool. And then orange, you know, for diving, you can see that is a good pick too. So the negatives in the long term, I would say, I don't know if you can see here, but this thing kind of got a little scratched up. So that hard Lex crystal, I've read a lot of people complain about it too. That just caused this thing a scratch magnet. But yeah, I've got a couple of scratches in my crystal already. And on the back, let's see, on the clasp, you can see some scratching as well. Of course, those clasps usually go fast for me. You know, actually, because of a desk job, you know, you're always clanking it against your desk. The bezel itself, we got to talk about. That's probably what's holding this watch back. So it's a friction bezel, which I don't know if that's like a SKX thing. Maybe one of y'all could put it in the comments on the old ones if it had that. But yeah, prefer the clicking bezel that locks in. The crystal bezel itself, like, I'll show you another watch. It's not a Seiko. This is an Aragon. But yeah, this also has the crystal bezel, which is great for like, this is actually sapphire crystal. You know, great for protection against scratches. But this thing, I was putting it on in my garage, and it just got out of my hands, and just because of the weight, boom, flat face fall. Now you can see the main crystal was preserved intact, fine, no scratches, no fractures, but you can see these fractures here, these cracks. So the bezel ate that fall, and because it is crystal, it just went ahead and fractured and cracked. So that is something I got to worry about with this one then, if I were to drop it and it fell flat like that. So it would have been nice to stick with like stainless steel or ceramic. The price, yeah, so $475. It's kind of steep. I've seen the what do you call it? The microbands selling theirs in like the 200s. They have the SII NH34 GMT movement in those micro brand watches. Where this one has the true Seiko 4R34, and it's a good looking movement. I don't know if I can get a good shot. But yeah, you can see there. It's just like nice to look at. That exhibition case back is a good addition on this. And then that's the GMT. Here's a 435. So the non-GMT version. Yeah, I don't know if you can get much of a comparison between the two. So in summary, design, I would say overall design's an A+, and coloring A+, bracelet A+, movement A+. Only negative marks. Oh yeah, Lume definitely an A+. Lume is unmatched compared to other watches I've owned. Areas to improve. This bezel, yeah, I'd give that. It's satisfactory. I'd give it like a C+. And the clasp. Yeah, the clasp could have been better. That's just satisfactory. C. Pricing's like it's hard to say. It seems a little bit overpriced, but I think I would say if you're looking at, you get whatever you want. But me looking at GMTs, I'm glad I got this one over a micro brand. That crystal, yeah, probably the crystal would put it into the crystal itself like a B. And pricing's like a B, and A would just be like a steal. B's cheaper than it's kind of a good deal, but could be better. So that's my rundown. 6 months of ownership. This is for my collection, a go-to watch. This is one that I'm holding on to, and it's a purchase that I'm glad I made. This GMT's, I'm good with it for a while, so it scratched that GMT itch for me for sure. All right, y'all. If you're still watching, consider subscribing. It helps me out and gets this channel where I want it to be. Hopefully one day can look back and I'll have a ton of subscribers and just be like, wow, I can't believe it. I got this far. Thanks to all the awesome people that watch my videos. All right, y'all. Happy New Year again, and happy collecting.